You find one factual inaccuracy?
So
there's not one.
For you to tell the
you're quoting us. You're quoting us. But let me make this point. Which is that China gave $5.5 million.
It's Mr. Timmons' time. It's Mr. Timmons' time.
For you to tell the American people that $7.8 million went to President Trump is an outright lie. It's a fabrication. Hold on, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Radical Democrat Jamie Raskin believed he had engineered the ultimate political trap. The left deployed a flashy, massive report alleging President Donald Trump pocketed $7.8 million in foreign revenue from 20 nations. Raskin paraded these figures across the hearing room, desperately constructing a fraudulent narrative to deflect from the Biden family's own influence peddling scandals. But Republican Congressman William Timmons did the one thing Raskin completely failed to anticipate. He actually sat down and scrutinized the document page by page. The stunning revelation? The entire report was exposed as a complete and absolute political fabrication.
The record, it seems this entire hearing we're chasing all of these logical arguments that really don't have any merit. And earlier, before we recessed, we were discussing the ranking member's $7.8 million in foreign payments from at least 20 countries during his presidency, and I knew the answer. I knew that was revenue, and it wasn't actually profits. Hold on, I will let you ask questions at the end of this. And you said, did I read the report? And so I did. And in the report, it actually specifically says these included payments from foreign governments and foreign government-owned or controlled entities to properties owned by Donald Trump, including Trump International Hotel in D.C., Vegas, Fifth Avenue, and this is my favorite, Trump World Tower at 845 United Nations Plaza in New York. So let's just use that one alone, because if you go down to page 20, footnote 23, it actually clarifies where this money came from to include the amount of money. And so what y'all did is you took a building that was built in 1999 and completed in 2001, and you have, it's 100 yards from the United Nations, so these foreign countries owned multi-million, $10 million, $20 million condos in one of the nicer buildings in New York. And I was just kind of shocked, because I knew that you were using revenue and you weren't using actual profit that the president or the Trump organization made. You actually used HOA payments. Do you know how duplicitous it is for you to use HOA payments on a $20 million condo in New York? Like, it is outrageous. No, you can, I'm gonna go through, we're gonna go through all of them, because you list them. And I see Saudi Arabia, $422,000, Trump World Tower. And you go and you look, there's nothing there that is under $10, $12 million. So you're taking a $12 million property that was owned since 2001, and you're saying that this is somehow similar to Hunter Biden running all over the world and selling the big guy's influence? These are completely different things, and the fact that you even created this report and you're using it to shield us pursuing justice to make sure that this president is not compromised because his son has sold secrets to China, to Ukraine, is so disingenuous, it's so duplicitous. It's not even misrepresentation, it's a lie. I'm happy to hear this from you, because, again, you told me to go read it. I read it. That's what it says. I can read you in footnote 23 where it says this report uses common charges or rent payments. All of these properties were owned prior to 2018. They didn't go out and purchase them because of the president. They were there for decades before this happened. That's the point. That's the difference.
Okay.
Would the gentleman yield? We have a good story.
Absolutely.
Would the gentleman yield? Thank you, my dear friend, for engaging in substance and not ad hominem attack. I very much appreciate that. Having said that, some of the payments, first of all, you said that there are lies in here. Can you find one factual inaccuracy? There's not one.
For you to tell
you're quoting us. You're quoting us. But let me make this point. Which is that China gave $5.5 million.
It's Mr. Timmons' time. It's Mr. Timmons' time.
For you to tell the American people that $7.8 million went to President Trump is an outright lie. It's a fabrication. Hold on, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because you're using businesses that existed decades prior to when he became president. And
you're saying all of them?
Hold on. And you're using HOA fees for multi-million-dollar properties that have been around since 2001. And again, even the fees that they pay for hotel rooms, that is a fee for a product, for a service. There's no service with Hunter Biden other than influence of the vice president or the president of the United States, and that is why we are here, because he will not answer questions in the exact manner that you have required for last Congress and the Congress before that. I mean, it is difficult to chase all of your logical fallacies surrounding this, but at the end of the day, he's going to do exactly what Don Jr. did. He's going to do exactly what you required of every other member, except every other person that you've subpoenaed, except for members of Congress who actually do have immunity, which you're pretending like you don't know what that means. We need to get to the bottom of this. The American people demand it. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Excellent.
Mr.
Does any other member wish to speak? You wish to speak?
The left's report openly admits these payments flowed to private properties owned by the Trump Organization decades before his presidency. Timmons immediately exposed that Raskin was intentionally conflating raw real estate revenue with personal profit to deceive the American public. If you want to see how duplicitous the radical left truly is, examine page 20, footnote 23 of Raskin's own document. Timmons read it out loud, and Raskin went completely silent. Footnote 23 explicitly clarifies precisely where this supposedly corrupt foreign money originated. It admits the report simply counts standard common charges, rent, and homeowners association HOA fees. Think about how outrageous this is. Landmarks like Trump World Tower were constructed decades before Trump ever entered politics. Foreign diplomats purchased residential condos in those buildings during the late 1990s and early 2000s. These facilities naturally require monthly maintenance and HOA fees to function. Jamie Raskin literally took standard, decades-old building maintenance fees from private real estate properties and maliciously spun them as a corrupt foreign influence scheme. When Timmons exposed this absolute lie, Raskin scrambled to save face, desperately shouting into his microphone, "Can you find one factual inaccuracy you're quoting us?" Timmons looked him dead in the eye and delivered a legendary verbal beatdown. For you to tell the American people that $7.8 million went to President Trump is an outright lie. It's a fabrication. You're using businesses that existed decades prior to when he became president, and you're using HOA fees for multi-million-dollar properties. Timmons delivered a brutal reality check regarding the massive difference between legitimate private real estate and the Biden family enterprise. When a foreign diplomat pays an HOA fee or books a hotel room, they receive a tangible, physical product. But what product was Hunter Biden providing while collecting millions from China and Ukraine? He possessed zero relevant experience. The only commodity the Bidens sold was direct access to the office of the vice president. If you love watching this total demolition of the left's fake narratives and want to see more corrupt double standards exposed on live television, smash that subscribe button right now. We are growing every single day, pulling back the curtain on Washington hypocrisy, and your support keeps this channel running strong. At the end of the day, chasing Raskin's endless logical fallacies is exhausting, but truth always prevails when you bring the literal receipts. Raskin and his radical colleagues had absolutely no response because you simply cannot argue with the truth. What did you think of Timmons completely crushing Raskin's fake narrative? Let me know your honest thoughts down in the comments below. Drop a like and share this video everywhere. Stay safe. Stay informed, and I will see you guys in the next explosive breakdown.